hello, everyone out there. How you doing, Sister Flo? How you doing? How you doing, sister? How you doing? Come on in, brothers. Come on in, sisters. Come on in for this content tonight. I'm waiting. We're about to hit the weekend, Lord willing. Come on in. It's something that I need to share with you, brothers and sisters, tonight. And you all know that I talk about that relationship, right? So come on in. You're going to enjoy this particular broadcast, my brother and sister. I guarantee you're going to enjoy it. Come on in. I was looking forward to getting with you, my brother and sister, tonight. And I'm here. So all I'm doing is waiting for you all to come in. I'm waiting for you all to come in and get in the front. Come close. Sit in the empty seats. Don't sit in the back. Come on up. And as you come in, my brother and sister, go ahead and get you a bag of popcorn and soda, courtesy of Sister Flo Harvey Martin, so you can enjoy the broadcast. I want you to kick back. I want you to relax. So you're going to have an entertaining night tonight. If there's anything that you want to say, my brothers and sisters, by all means, you can say whatever you want to say. But keep in mind that you are here and you're in front of the other brothers and sisters. So try to be respectful if you make a comment, because you don't have to make, if you don't be respectful, my brother and sister, I might have to ease you on out, okay? So be very respectful when you come in, my brother and sister, so we can get into this particular broadcast. If this is your first time viewing this particular broadcast, my brothers and sisters, welcome. My name is Tony M. Toomer, and I talk about relationships. My brother and sister, pertaining to that of a man and a woman that should be in a position as detailed and described in God's word. And that's where I get my concept of relationship. It is documented in God's word, the Bible. God had a unique relationship with the man Adam, and he had a unique relationship with the woman Eve. When he brought the woman to the man, that woman being Eve, Adam looked upon this woman. He said, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. I should call a woman because she came from man. That is the type of relationship that I really talk about, my brothers and sisters. If you believe in any other kind of relationship, you can do whatever you choose to do. How you doing, my little sister Renee? You can do whatever you choose to do. But I strictly talk about the relationship between a man and a woman. And my brother and sister, I encourage you to stay here because it's something that you probably could pick up when it comes to a relationship. I encourage you to stay here. And while you're staying here, we got plenty of popcorn and soda. Go ahead and grab your bag of popcorn and soda. Come on and sit in one of these seats in the front, because you're going to enjoy this particular broadcast, okay? Now, with that being said, my brother and sister, we are about to embark on a very, very important topic when it comes to our relationship. How you doing, sister? Anita, what it is, or, well, I hope I am not tearing your name up, but Miss Drayton, I hope that I pronounce it right, but you know who you are. I'm sorry, sister, if I didn't pronounce it right. Arthetus, I need to stop while I'm ahead, but anyway, thank you, sister, for coming into the broadcast. But anyway, my brothers and sisters, this particular broadcast that I'm about to get into is very, very important, and it's nothing new under the sun, my brothers and sisters. So you shouldn't be blown away too much about what I'm going to get into, but I'm going to open you up to some things. I want you to think tonight, my brother and sister. I really want you to think. And when I present this to you, you'll see exactly where I'm coming from. Some of you know some people that have been in this position. Maybe some of you have been in the position that I'm going to talk about. But nevertheless, the topic for tonight is, if you're married, why do you think that the outside man or woman is going to be faithful to you? Again, if you are married, how you doing, Sister Sherry Smith? If you are married, why do you think that the outside man or woman is going to be faithful to you? That's something thought-provocative, isn't it, my brother and sister? Something that really, really thought-provocative. How you doing, Shelley? Again, for those of you that are coming in, tonight's broadcast is going to be centered around if you are married. Why do you think that that outside man or woman is going to be faithful to you? And not only that, some of you outside people, if you're dealing with a married person, what make you think that that married person is going to be faithful to you and his or her spouse? What make it could be somebody up beside you? You see, this thing can go on. It could be stretched out. Okay. Now, let's look at something when we talk about secrets, my brother and sister. My brother and sister, do you really think there are any secrets? Do you really, really think that there are any secrets right here? Now, according to Luke chapter 12:2, again, that's Luke chapter 12:2, Luke chapter 12:2, Jesus is talking. And Jesus made this point. Jesus said, nothing is covered up that will not be revealed. How you doing, Sister Twyla? Nothing is covered that will not be revealed, or hidden that will not be known. Nothing is covered up that will not be revealed, or hidden that will not be known. Again, listen carefully. Jesus is doing the talking. Nothing is covered up that will not be revealed, or hidden that will not be known. Nothing is covered up that will not be revealed, or hidden that will not be known. Jesus said this, okay? Now, we're going to talk about two words, and they're going to be intertwined into what I'm talking about. The first word, we're going to talk about what the word faithful means. The word faithful means, my brother and sister, it is defined as remaining loyal or steadfast, or to say it differently, true to one's word, promise, or vow, or etc. That's what faithful means. Now, the word loyalty, what does loyalty mean? How you doing, mother? The word loyalty is defined as giving or showing firm and constant support or allegiance to a person or institution. So when it comes to a relationship, you're talking about two key words. You're talking about faithful and loyalty. Think about this, my brother and sister. Have you ever thought about this? If you're not an entrepreneur and you have had a job, or you own a job, just think about this. Have you ever wondered why it's easy to get a job when you have a job, and when you don't have a job, you have to be putting out a whole bunch of resumes and all that kind of stuff unless you know somebody, right? So just think about it. You own a job and you could get a job easy. Just think about that concept. Just let that sink in. Now, likewise, my brother and sister, if you are in a relationship, it's easy to get into another relationship. Especially for some of your brothers, it's easy to get into another relationship if you're in a relationship. Do you all know what a magnet means? Do you know what a magnet means? A magnet. A magnet is a device that pulls something to it, right? That's what a magnet is. It attracts something and it pulls it towards it. You see this, what I got on my hand, my brothers and sisters? This is a wedding band. Not only is it a wedding band, it is a magnet. This particular ring, my brothers and sisters, this go for men and women. If you're a man, this is a chick magnet. If you're a woman, is it a man magnet? I'm going to tell you this, my brothers and sisters. If you single, you could, if you want to call it macking, you can mack a whole bunch. But if you married, I'm telling you, this is a magnet. There are a lot of women, as well as men, that are attracted to people that are married. And you all know it. There are some women that say out there that if I had to get a man, I got everything that I need. But if I just had to have a man, I don't mind dealing with a married man. Because if I deal with a married man, I know that he's going to his wife, and I kind of know his schedule and his pattern of behavior easy, right? But so I really don't want to get committed. I don't really want to get serious. I really don't want to get committed. You see, I could see him every now and then because I really don't want to be in a serious, committed, and covenant relationship. And then on the flip side, there are some guys that prey on married women. And why do they prey on married women? Because they really don't want to go through the hustle and bustle of jumping over those 3 hurdles. That's being serious, committing to the woman, and the covenant part getting married. So there's a lot of guys, they don't mind being in a relationship with a married woman because they know, for one thing, in their mind, she ain't got no right to say, you my man and all that kind of stuff. And some guys, they're cool with it. Whenever they could see the woman, they could see her every now and again. Somebody wife, they could see her every now and then, but they know she got to go home eventually. So they ain't got to be tied up with this one particular woman. Now, I'm going to be direct, my brothers, and I'm going to be frank, my sisters, with you tonight. And what I'm going to be direct and frank to you about is that more than likely, to those of you that are about to say, I do want to be in a serious relationship, I do want to be in a covenant relationship, I do want to be in a commitment relationship, do you really mean it? Do you really mean it? Because if you don't mean it, when you get in a serious covenant relationship, my brother and sister, as I had said before, you're going to be faced with temptation because you don't get blind. And I mean, you don't get blind, but you especially, my brother and sister, you trying to maintain a strong relationship, stuff gonna come your way, whether you're a male or female. So my brothers, those of you that are about to get married, you need to be aware of that. Someone's still going to be attracted to your soon-to-be wife. Some of you sisters that are about to get married, you need to understand someone's going to be attracted to your soon-to-be husband. My brother, you need to understand this. There is somebody that look better than you and got more resources than you. Sister, you got to understand this. There's somebody that look better than you and shape better than you. Yeah, I mean, it's just a fact. So this is where contentment going to have to come in. And this is where discipline going to have to come in at. For those of you that are in a serious covenant, serious committed and covenant relationship, I have this question. Why do some people, but not all people, but why do some people that have a quote or unquote lover or outside person, what make them think that that person is going to be loyal to them? What am I saying? What make a married person think that if he or she dealing with someone out there, whether that other person is married or that other person could be married, I mean, that other person could be single or that other person could be married, what make people think that that other person going to be loyal to them? Just think about that. What make them think that that other person going to be faithful and loyal to them? If you are married, or if you are the lover, the side piece, if you are married or you the side piece, why would you look for faithfulness and loyalty from the other person? What sense does that make? And I'm coming from this. This is the position I'm coming from. Married people, you know that that person that you're dealing with outside your home, you know that that person is single, or you know that that person is married to someone else, okay? You know that person's single or got some form of relationship with someone else, so they say, or they're married. Why would you think that that person going to be faithful and loyal to you? If that person know you, brothers and sisters that are married, you know about this person. And that person, if you're the outside person, you know about that married person, or that person per se got a little relationship going on too. So you both are aware of the dynamics of the relationship, okay? So nobody is blind here. Nobody is blind. The married person is seeing a man or woman on the outside, okay? And the outside person is fully aware that that person is married. There are 9 points that I'm going to make on this, okay? Number 1, don't expect faithfulness and loyalty from an outside lover, because most of the time there is or there will be someone else in the picture, which most people don't realize because they think they're an exception to the rule. And I could be talking to some of you. Or if I'm not talking to some of you, I'm talking to somebody. So what am I saying? If you're married and you're dealing with a person that's single or in a quote-unquote relationship or married, why do you stay in Disneyland and you enjoying the theme park and you think you're going to have a good time and you think that that person going to be 100% loyal to you? What make you think that that person going to be loyal to you? That outside person you married, brothers and sisters. But there are some of you out there, you're dealing with someone on the outside of your home, and for some reason, some people, and hopefully I'm not talking to some of you, but there are some people that in their mind, they actually think that that person owes him or her, his or her faithfulness and loyalty. Number 2, some people that are married, you need to understand that the outside person more than likely is going to entertain someone when you aren't around. Okay? My married brother and sister, listen to this. If you're dealing with someone on the outside, you need to be aware of this. Yes, you knew that person started before you and that person decided to have a quote-unquote outside relationship. But my married brother and sister, you need to understand it clearly, because there are some of you married brothers and sisters, you think that you're an exception to the rule. You think that single person, that person in a relationship, or that person married, you think that it's just going to be between you and that person, right? If you decide to go into a relationship like that, my married brother and sister, you need to be aware of it's probably going to be somebody other than you. Don't go into the relationship. You see, I'm warning you, brothers and sisters, I'm warning you. Don't go in thinking you're an exception to the rule. Because you go in thinking you're an exception to the rule, you see, you're already doing something questionable, right? There's no one perfect. There's not one man perfect, and there's not one woman perfect. So I'm not trying to get up here playing holier than thou. But I'm just trying to open you brothers and sisters up to something. If you are doing this, you need to understand some things that could happen in a relationship. So my married brother and sister, if you decide to get in a relationship with someone else other than your spouse, you're not no exception to the rule, because that person that you're entering into a relationship with, that person more than likely going to entertain someone when you're not around. Number 3, if you're an outside person, you need to understand that that married person more than likely is going to change plans with you at the last minute. My outside people that looking here, if you're in a relationship with a married person, you got to understand this. You and that married person can make plans, but at the last minute, that married person may break the plans with you. Why? Because he or she is married, and he or she, even though he or she could be telling you about bad things that happen in their relationship, you can have a woman telling you, brother, how bad her husband is to her. That's a fact, brother. You can have the woman just tearing her husband up in your ears, right? Or sister, you could look at it this way. That man, he doing the same thing. He's telling you all this bad crap about his wife, but when it come down to it, y'all could be the made plans, and then him, that man, that married woman, might just call you at the last minute. Y'all planning on doing something, and he or she counts out on you. Let's say, for example, this married man, sister, and you planning on going out of town for the weekend. Or the same thing, sister. Or brother, you and that married woman planning on going outside with one another, okay? At the very last minute, that man or woman call you and say, hey, I can't go. I can't go because my husband or my wife is off this weekend, or he or she is still here. And let's say that you paid for everything. Let's say that you done paid for the airplane ticket, you paid for the hotels, you paid for everything. You all think y'all gonna be going on a rendezvous, right? You done spend all that money. And then that person, that married person, tell you, I can't make it. Why are you going to get upset at that married person? Because you knew that he or she was married. My married brother and sister, you make plans with that outside person. And that outside person called you at the last minute because you knew what your spouse was going to be. You knew that your spouse was going to be working, or you knew your spouse was going to be doing something else. So what you did, you made provision with this other person on the outside to do something, right? So you so happy and jolly and stuff because your mate got to work, or your mate doing something there with his or her friends or something. So you say, this is a time for me and my outside lover, we could do something. So y'all make plans, but your outside lover call you at the last minute and cancel out on you. You're going to more than likely get angry because you're going to say, I done did all this stuff. I done made plans. I made sure my spouse is not going to know nothing about this. So I made plans with this person, and he or she, they checked out on me. What about this, my outside people? You're dealing with a married person, and you all planning on doing something, and that married person don't even call you or text you. You done made all these plans, but that married person don't call you or text you. And you call and text, and you call that person, call and text, and he or she doesn't answer the phone. And this is another thing. Like, let's say that this is a weekend rendezvous, okay? That married person don't answer your phone or don't respond to your text until after the weekend. And then after the weekend, he or she tell you, even though that man or woman complained about his or her spouse, you still think in your mind, they doing all that complaining about their spouse, where why they could not call me back, they seen my number, or they could not text me. Because the spouse took more of a priority than you, my outside people. So you got to understand what could happen. You're not going to get loyalty. You're not going to get full faithfulness. It's just not going to happen. Number 4, question. Why do some outside people want to know so much about your marriage? My brother and sister, let me tell you this. If you're married, you go from men and women. That outside person is going to want to know a lot about what's going on up under your roof at home. Have you ever asked or wondered why that person want to know so much about you? And do you really want to, and why do a lot of you married brothers and sisters, you tell this outside person so much about your mate? Why do you do that? You're not doing right anyway, but why are you giving this outside person, like some of you, excuse me, like some of you brothers, you dating a woman on the outside. Why are you telling this outside woman so much stuff about your wife? Why are you doing that? Because you feel, why are you giving this woman all the information on your wife? She already know you're married. Why are you talking about your wife to this woman? Why would this woman ask you questions, this outside woman asking you questions about you and your wife? Why are you so going home to tell this woman so much about your wife? Make you wonder, right? It makes you wonder. And why some of you brothers, why some of you sisters, why do you tell this man so much stuff about your husband? Why do you do that? I'm going to tell you, sister, if you're married to someone and you act like you got so much chaos in your household with your husband, when you go to see this other man, son, he really don't want to hear all that crap. I'm just giving you something. And what I'm talking about, I'm not endorsing it. I just want you all to think about something that happened in these type of relationship. Sister, if you married or you in a quote unquote relationship with someone else, or whatever, any kind of relationship you in with, when you go see this other man, he really don't want to hear he don't want to hear. He might bear listening to you, but he don't really want to hear. He could care less. All he think about right now, I want to have my phone right now, and he's not a member of the barcade, but he want to do what he want to and have some fun. Question: why do some outside people put their life on hold for married people? Have you ever wondered that? Why do some outside people put their life on hold for a married person? That married person is doing things with his or her spouse, and you sitting at home waiting for that man or woman to text you. You're sitting at home waiting for that man or woman to or call you or text you. You're waiting for all of that. Why you put your life on hold for somebody that married? There are some brothers and sisters right now that have been stringing somebody along for years. What do I mean by stringing? Sister, there are some sisters out there that this man been telling this woman, he been telling this woman for 20 years that he's gonna leave his wife. First, he said that the children were young and he wanted to be the father and he wanted to be around his children. He wanted to help. He wanted to be around. Now the children have graduated. They moved out the house, and he come up with all these other kind of excuses. Excuse me. He come up with all the other kind of excuses. Now, when you look in the mirror, sister, this man have been stringing you along for between 20, 30, 40 years. You ain't married because he kept that carrot dangling in your face, and he promised you that he's going to get married to you. But he always got to get himself together. I'm trying to get myself together. I'm working on it. That's what he said. I'm working on it. He don't even want you to talk about it. And then he been gaslighting you for all these years, and look at yourself in the mirror right now. Other guys have been trying to talk to you, single guys, and you probably single, and he been talking to you. Some of you married women. This married man dealing with you and you married. What make you think he gonna leave? He know that more than likely you're not gonna leave your husband, and if vice versa. Brother, what make you think that woman gonna leave her husband for you if y'all both married? Especially if one of you be talking about, I'm gonna leave my spouse. Or you gonna leave yours? I'm not gonna leave until you leave. Just think about that. Another question. Here go another question. Do you married people and outside people, do you really think that you are going to have a happy ever after life? Do you really think y'all going to be together happily ever after? Do you really think you're going to have a happy ever after? Let me tell you, most of the time, let's say if that person is married and that person leave his or her spouse for you, and you knew that he or she was married. Now, this is, you were not in the blind. You fully knew that that man and woman was in a relation, married to someone else. And you're on the outside waiting for that man and woman to leave his or her wife or husband. You've been waiting. You've been waiting on the, you've been waiting on the sideline, just waiting. And then that man leave his wife for you, sister. Or that woman leave her husband for you, brother. What really make you think that it's going to be a happily ever after? Most of the people that I know that have been in a situation like that, let me tell you what normally happens. They get together for a while and they expect loyalty from each other. They really expect loyalty from each other. What make you think that you're an exception to the rule? What really make you think that you're going to be an exception to the rule? You fully knew that that man and woman was married. That person leave his or her wife and you all get married. What's more than likely going to happen? What's more likely going to happen is it's going to happen to you, because the thing they call whatever you sow, you reap. Okay? Now, if that man or woman left his spouse for you, more than likely he or she will leave you for somebody else. Have you thought about that? More than likely he or she'll leave you for somebody else. Or, while you married to this person that left his or her spouse, you might get excited over somebody else and you leave that married person that you've been dealing with all the years, and when he or she finally move in with you, you all see that it was a big mistake. You see, you were with that person part-time. You were like Stevie say, you was a part-time lover for years. You were just a part-time lover. When you see me on the street, don't say nothing to me. That's what you were. Don't say nothing to me. Don't call my name. Don't look at me. While my wife or my husband, don't say nothing to me. If you speak just like you don't know me, just like you, hey, how you doing? And keep walking on. Or you were like me and Mrs. Jones. You met at this small cafe. And that was temporary. You've been meeting at this small cafe for years. But now you don't meet at the small cafe. You actually up under the roof with one another. Now you start finding some stuff that his or her spouse was dealing with. That part that you didn't see, even though you were dealing with that person for years and years and years. Now you see the other side of it. Now you're thinking, how did his wife stay with him? Or how did that man stay with that woman? Because you getting the full person now. It's not no part-time lover no more. It's full-time. And you seeing the real deal, but your last name ain't Holyfield, but you're seeing the real deal, right? That's a question. That's what a lot of people don't even consider when they get into these type of relationship. Is that going to be a happily ever after? More than likely it's not. Because let me tell you something. One or two going to step out on that relationship. One or two or both. More than likely. Especially if you had knowledge that that person was in a full-fledged marriage with someone else. Or when that person go out of something, you're going to start thinking, you're going to remember what you and that person used to do before you and him start living together, y'all get married. You're going to be thinking about when he or she doesn't answer the phone, when they don't return the text. And you remember when you used to be with that man or woman that's married, and when his or her spouse called, they'll look at the phone like this. And they might not answer it. They might cut the phone off, or they'll read the text. They might respond to the text, Or they might answer the phone in front of you. They'll say something like a man. Yes. And he wants you to be quiet. And you up there listening. Or you act like you ain't listening, but those bionic ear be listening, right? Those bionic ear be listening. And he talking to his wife, right? And he talking sweet to his wife and stuff. But you remember that he would talk about how bad his wife was, but he said some nice word to his wife. And you see, now you conflict because he's saying all this stuff about her, but look how he talking to her. And the same thing too, brothers. The same thing. That married woman be around you. She might answer the phone, or she might let it go to her voicemail from her husband, right? Or she might text, or she might pick up the phone. And all that bad stuff she was saying about her husband, you see a different side. She talking nice to her husband. Hey, how you doing? I'm okay. I love you too. That's the same woman that having auto conflict with her husband at home, but she talking so pleasant with him, and now she's saying, I love you too. I can't wait to see you when you get home. When you going to come home? And you remember that. So when that person leave his or her spouse, and when they're with you, and then you can't find them, and what's going to happen in your mind, you're going to remember what he or she did when y'all used to do y'all little stuff. How you doing, Sister Martha? Thank you. So, are you going to really have a life ever after? More than likely, the chances are not good. So, for you, some of you brothers and sisters, you think it's a such thing as a home wrecker, right? A man and a woman, if a man and woman decide to leave his or her spouse, nobody made him or her do nothing. They didn't hold no gun up to him. They didn't hold no knife or nothing. That person left with his or her free will because they thought that the grass was greener. I'm going to tell you, my brother, I'm going to tell you, my sister, if you ever leave your spouse for somebody else, you thinking that the grass is greener, but you got to understand, that other person that you with, that person have another life outside of you. But when y'all get together, you're going to see that person's side, and that person going to see your side. But right now, y'all just spend time together. When y'all spend time together, you all try to make the best out of it. But once he or she leave the home and y'all get together, you're going to see more of that person. You're going to get more of a reality check. Married people, be aware. Listen to me carefully. Married people, be aware that some outside person may want to destroy you if you want to break up with the relationship. I'm going to say this 2 more times. Some of you married people, listen carefully. If you decide to break up the relationship, some people will try to destroy you. Even if you tell that person that even if you be straight with the person and say something like, well, I'm not planning on leaving, but I still want to, can we just be friends? It ain't no such thing as just, can we just be friends with sex involved? You move to a whole nother dimension when you bring sex into it. So you start having sex with that man or woman, and then that's when the soul ties start coming. Not soulmate, but the soul tie. Then you get all emotion and all that kind of stuff. So I'm telling you, when a married person, brother and sister, if you're married, just keep in mind that if you decide to break away from a relationship and that person is soul tied to you, that person may come to destroy you. You all have seen movies like Fatal Attraction and all that kind of stuff. Some people, you don't know what a person would do, my brother and sister. You don't know. You think you know, but you pull back. And you all have heard this stuff. Men do it as well, but you have heard this before. Listen to me, brothers. It ain't nothing like a woman that is scorned. It ain't nothing like a woman that is scorned. And you get plenty of examples. You get plenty. Look at the media. Look at it. When these guys do stuff with some of these women, what does a lot of these women want to do? They want to play the victim. They want to play the victim. And society want to rally around them and say, oh, Poe, oh, little Poe, baby, he did you like that. He did you like that. And she know good and well that man was married. But when the man want to break away, she want to put his business out there publicly. And say, look at him. If this man got status and position, he ain't all of that. Him and I had an affair. Because he pulling away. He could try to pull away gracefully, but no. That's why a lot of you brothers that's in position, you got some stuff going on, I'm telling you, you don't know which one it will be. The one that you least think will tell. So you think, brother, you think, okay, I'm gonna get this woman. She don't talk too much. She don't have a lot of friends and stuff. So I know she ain't don't say too much. That could be the most deadliest one that you deal with. Because if she don't have little friends, quote unquote, if she don't have much of a life, and then it appear to her that you brighten her life, and then you're gonna pull it away, and she like going to those 5-star restaurant, she like flying across the country and stuff, and you think you finna pull that stuff away from that country bunking, and all she was doing was standing at Green Acres Farmhouse, and you think you're gonna take her on these romantic trips and stuff, and you think she gonna go back to the farmhouse and play with Ellie Mae and Jeffro? You really think she want to do that? No, she don't want to do that. That's why a lot of them be coming out. They come out, they know you married. That's why some of you married brothers, you talk too much to these women that you deal with. And I'm not endorsing it, but that's a lot of y'all downfall. You tell them too much. You tell them too much, and they have enough ammunition to destroy you. Whatever you like, they're going to pick your weakness to attack you. A woman scorn. And then on the flip side, it's some guy there to do the same thing. But if you notice this, when it comes to the media and stuff like that, you really don't see a whole bunch of guys putting women on blast. You really don't see a whole bunch of guys putting women on blast publicly. I'll give you an example. Just an example. Just an example. If a man is dating Oprah Winfrey, if he dating Oprah Winfrey, and Oprah decide to pull away from him, he more than likely he ain't gonna go to the media, but he probably gonna tell somebody called Oprah Winfrey, right? But more than likely he's not. It's just a thing. It's just a thing. But when you flip it around, it seems like some women, they like to tell everything. They like to tell it. They want everybody to know. And some guys, they're going to talk to them. We're going to talk about that a little shortly, about this right here. Now, you outside people, you need to understand this. If you're an outside person dealing with a married person, that married person don't want you to be involved with no one else unless you were with someone before you met him or her. If that man or woman know that you were in a quote unquote relationship with someone else, or you were married to someone else, they'll probably deal with that. But if you weren't in no relationship and the married person come in and you meet, I'm telling you, married people are possessive. Man or woman. Man or woman. I'm going to tell you this, some of you single sisters and stuff. If a married man is paying your bills and stuff like that, if he paying your mortgage, if he paying your rent, your condo, if he doing any little thing, he could just get your nails done. But especially if he paying your mortgage or your rent, your car, you know what that man telling you? You are my concubine. You're not my side chick. You more than that. I have promoted you. You are my concubine. You're not the queen now, because the queen is on the north side of town. And you on the east side, west or south. But the queen is on the north side. She's sitting up high. That's the queen. So play your role. But this is your role, concubine. He don't call you no concubine. He'll call you by your name. Whatever your name is. Betty Boo. So Betty Boo, he paying your rent. He got a key. He expect if he paying your rent, he want the key. He want a key. He got it like this, and it ain't got to be verbal. It's an understanding. If this married man is paying your bills and stuff, he got the key. He does not expect another man in that house. I'm telling you, he don't. No other man, and he ain't got to see it. You supposed to understand, cause he's saying if I'm paying for everything, no other man ain't finna come up in here. I'm paying the rent. I'm paying the mortgage. No other man better not be coming up here. No other man better not be laying up in that bed. No other man better not be driving that car. No, you better not pick up another man in my car. Oh, that steak in the freezer, you better not be putting that steak on the grill. And what's coming up on Labor Day? You better not put it up. No, that steak on the grill on Labor Day. I'm coming through. And you better be home. Or you could go with your girlfriend or whatever. So, I got to take care of Mama and Junior and Sissy over here. But when I get finished with them, I'm coming through. If he paying your cell phone bill, he ain't expecting for no other man to call you. He ain't expecting for no man to text you. And he ain't expecting for you to talk to no other man. Cause you the concubine. You could be one of many concubines. Depending on his income or how he roll. You more than a side chick. Because he taking care of you. And you playing your role. So I'm telling you, single sisters, if a man that come out his pocket for you, he is not expecting for no other man to come over there and enjoy what he's paying for. Because you are bought with a price in a man's mind. He might not say nothing, but that's an understanding. Because he's going to make it clear if you cross the line. Because if you ain't got no job or nothing, and that man doing everything, let him find out about another man. He will cut you like that. Everything go off, and he'll say, let the other man take care of you. And more than likely, this is how more than likely, but not exclusively, more than likely, if a married man taking care of a woman, and he's rolling, he paying everything for her. Most of the men that she mess around with, these side guys, they don't have nothing as far as assets and stuff like this other man got. So that would definitely piss him off. You letting this unemployed man that living at the Salvation Army come up here and enjoy my air condition, sleeping in my bed, driving my car? You expect that? No, sister, I'm telling you that. So if you get into something with a married man, that's up. And let me go to the flip side. The flip side. Some of you brothers, that woman. You see, this is what a lot of you guys don't want. You don't want no other man. What really hurts some of you brothers is it's more than you paying the bill. What really gets some of you brothers if another man sleeping with that woman. That's what really tear you up. You ain't no tell her that, but that what will really tear you up, because you thinking you doing all that, but another man is sleeping in the bed that you paying the rent on mortgage on, and driving the car and eating the steak. That's what really gets you. Sisters, Out of all things, the married guy, they don't want nobody touching it. And you know what I'm talking about. They don't want nobody touching it. Because that's theirs. They bought it with a price. That's in their mind. Possession. Brothers, married women. Let's talk about the married women. Married women are possessive too. If you are somewhat single, when married women, when they get their feeling for you, they don't want you dealing with nobody else. They will act like they understand at the beginning. They don't understand. Don't you know, brother, a married woman will act like a clown in public if she see you with somebody else? Do you not realize that? Some married women, they could be married, they don't care about their husband at that time. If they see you out in public with another woman or whatever, or if another woman over to your house, let's say, for example, this married woman, she started getting her spider senses start tingling, right? Her spider senses start tingling. She would get up out of her bed or whatever. She would come over there and ring the bell, and you open the door, and she's going to push the door open. And she's going to see that other lady up in that apartment in your house. And she probably going to want to fight the lady. And she's going to probably want to fight you because she's into her feelings. How you doing, Sister Deborah? She's into her feelings. Warning. Warning, warning, warning. For those of you that are in a relationship with an outside person or a married person, let me be clear. You don't really have a secret because one of you or both of you going to tell it. You don't have a secret. And I'm telling you, when you go back to Luke 12:2, Luke 12:2, it say nothing is covered up that will not be revealed or hidden that will not be known. So Jesus saying that we don't have no secrets. You think you have a secret, you don't have a secret. When it comes to these type of relationships, I'm going to tell you, it's going to be like this. One of you going to talk or both of you going to talk. Somebody going to tell somebody. Now, who talked the most? When if a man is dealing with a married woman, or a woman dealing with a married man, who's going to talk the most? Who's going to talk the most? Who's going to tell it? Both can tell somebody. Both can. But more than likely, who's going to tell it? And what I'm about to say, I'm not being biased, my brothers. I'm not being biased, my sister, but it appear, I could be wrong. It appear like more than likely women would tell stuff more than men when it comes to that kind of stuff. Like I said, I could be wrong, but it appears that more than likely, sisters, more than likely you're gonna tell something. So what I'm saying, more than likely, if a woman dealing with a married man, she's gonna tell somebody. She's gonna tell it, brother, if you married, you need to understand this. She's going to tell whoever she close to, she's going to tell it. She's going to tell it. And then on the flip side, brother, there are some guys that talk too. It's some guys that talk too. They might tell their boy, yeah, you know, I be getting it. There's some guys that do that. But they know they're not going to put on their friend like they all tangled up with you. They'll just make it carry like, yeah, I'm knocking it down. She married. Yeah, I'm knocking it down. Some guys, they proud of knocking down other women's wives. They go around and tell people, yeah, I'm not down. I'm not. He think he got some. He think he got some. I'm getting that. Some guys, that's a challenge to them, getting somebody's wife and putting them on their back. That's a challenge for some guys. If some guys see a woman with a ring, ding, that's a magnet. He go after. But cause you see, he want to deal with her because he don't have to be serious with her. He don't have to be committed to her, and definitely he ain't finna get no covenant relationship with her. I'm about to wrap this up. Here goes some more warnings. My brothers and sisters, here goes some warning. This is where a whole bunch of you people mess up. There's 3 thing area where a lot of you all mess up. Warning. Sending detailed text messages, detailed emails, detailed inboxes like Facebook and stuff, and you I don't know what to say, you leave voicemails. Married brothers and sisters, why are you going to get so open with someone outside your marriage? You're already doing wrong. I mean, anybody's subject to do wrong, but I'm telling you, why would you, married brother, sister, why would you send a detailed text message to someone? You detailing what you're doing. Why would you detail? Why? That's documentation. Why would you detail email? That documentation. Why would you go look at somebody on Facebook and you and that person doing something and you get detail in Facebook? Why would you do that? Why would you leave a voicemail? Why would you leave a voicemail? Your voice. Don't you know when you send certain type of text message? Listen to what I'm saying. When you send certain type of text messages, when you send certain type of emails, when you send certain types of inbox or voicemail, based on what you say, that's evidence of what you're doing. Warning. Why would you send a questionable picture to someone? Why would you send a questionable picture to someone? Some of you brothers, you good at sending a picture of your genitalia to someone that's not your wife. Why would you do that? Some of you sisters, why would you send pictures of your genitalia and your breast to this man that's not your husband and you married? Why would you do that? Evidence. Why? Why, if you marry, my brother and sister, why do you get in a position so these outside people can introduce you to their family, their friends? Why you do that? And you married. Why you going to hang around this man or woman family? Why are you going to hang around this man and woman's friends? Why and you married? Why are you going to do that? Evidence. Evidence. That man or that woman and you married and you giving them all that information. And warning, I mentioned this, you telling this man, sister, all about your husband. Brother, you telling this woman all about your wife. Evidence. Don't you know those text messages? Don't you know those emails? Don't you know those detailed things in the inbox on Facebook? Don't you know those voicemail? Don't you know those questionable pictures? Don't you know when they introduce you to other people? Let me tell you about introducing. If you don't want nobody to know about you, have you ever noticed this? If you have done this before, you don't want to meet their people. You don't want to meet their family friend, cause you know it's just a G thing, baby, right? It's just a G thing, right? You don't want to meet their people. Have you ever noticed that their people pop up over their house at a certain time? Oh, you hear the doorbell ring. Oh, you let them know what time you're gonna be there, so they set it up. Or you went to a restaurant, right? You told him or her what restaurant y'all were gonna go to, and all of a sudden here come the family and friend. Oh, it's just a coincidence, right? Oh, it's a coincidence, right? No coincidence. Evidence. Because when the payday comes, they got evidence. It's go man and woman. It's wrong anyway, but you giving them all that kind of stuff. Because guess what? They get pissed off. It could be the man or the woman. They get pissed off, and they got all this evidence against you. And guess what they do? But they go to your spouse. They go to your spouse with all that. And your spouse want to know, how do he or she know all of this? How do they know unless you told them? Especially if you tell them things that happened in your home. How do this person know if you didn't tell them? This was supposed to be between you and I, but how does the other person knows? Jesus said in Luke 12:2, Jesus said in Luke 12:2, Jesus said in 12:2, he said, nothing is covered which will not be revealed or hidden that was not known. So what Jesus say? There are no secrets. Somebody going to tell something. My brothers and sisters, let me tell you something. If you consistently, listen to this key word. If you consistently doing something, you think you got control, right? If you consistently, that's my thing. If you consistently doing something, you think you can control everything, right? You don't have no control. You can't control other people. You can't control other people when they get pissed off. You can't. Somebody gonna tell what's going on. And like I said, and I'm not being biased, men talk as well as women talk. Both talk. Both men and women talk. But when it comes to being exposed, when you look at how things go, more than likely the woman gonna expose the man, because more than likely, and this is not in all cases, more than likely the woman going to expose the man because she is gonna transform into the victim. And when she transform into the victim, the public gonna go and embrace her, and they're gonna say, "Po you." Even though that woman knew that that man was married, the public gonna rally around that woman. Look at what's going on. Look at TV. You don't. That's why when I see stuff on TV, my brother and sister, or tabloids and stuff about this man was doing something with somebody else that was not his wife, or the wife doing something to her. That stuff it's not shocking. It should not be shocking to you, my brother and sister. And another thing, my brother and sister, this should not be shocking to you all too. When you hear something like a preacher or something doing something like that, don't let that surprise you. Because one thing you got to understand, my brother and sister, even though a man is a preacher, that does not take away, he's still a man. He's still a man. He's a preacher. A man could be following God and fall. A woman could be following God and fall. Did you all realize that? So if you hear, but I know with position and all that kind of stuff, you are more accountable. You're more accountable. But I'm going to tell you, my brothers and sisters, if you got some type of position or platform or something like that, and the world not going to forgive you. The world will not forgive you. The world will turn on you like that. Even if you do one thing, the world going to turn on you. It's just like this. Whatever your favorite food is, my brother and sister, whatever your favorite food, just let's say this. For example, let's say your favorite food is oatmeal. Let's say you got somebody brought some oatmeal and set it in front of you. That's your favorite food. Okay? You're eating your oatmeal. And a fly laying on your oatmeal. One fly laying on your oatmeal, and you do like that, right? And the fly jump off. What more than likely you gonna do? You don't want to eat it. All you have to do is get that spoon where that fly landed at, and put your spoon up under there and pull it out. But you're not gonna do that. Why am I using that illustration? That fly represents one mistake. Even though the oatmeal overall is good, you're gonna throw away all the oatmeal. Your reputation, your character, and everything. That's what people gonna remember the fly that landed on the oatmeal. That's how most people in the world, brothers, people that are following Christ, they'll probably forgive you more than the world. They probably will, but the world is not going to forgive you, because the world look at men and women, especially if you following Christ, like you're supposed to be perfect. And you see, the thing about the world, they know right. A lot of times they know right from wrong, and they watching you. If you following Christ, my brother and sister, if you do one thing wrong, and the world find out about it, they're going to tear you down. They're going to tear you down. But if a man and woman is spiritual, and a man and woman fall, you brothers and sisters that are strong, you supposed to help restore that person. Because guess what? You might fall one day. You understand? You might fall, brother. You might fall, sister. So when a man and woman get caught up in stuff, if it's sexual immorality, stealing, robbing, whatever you want to call it, any kind of thing that goes against God will, you that are spiritual is supposed to restore that person, because it could be you or your day coming. Keep living. There's not one man or not one woman that are free from sin. You could be free from the bondage of sin, but you will probably fall on your face. That's why if you follow the Lord, my brother and sister, the longer you stay in the light, his blood going to continue to cleanse you over and over again. But you got to follow the Lord, okay? And with that said, I love you, my brothers. I love you, my sister. Thank you for being a part of that broadcast. Thank you for being here. I love you, my brother. I love you, my sister. I just gave you something to think about. The topic, if you're married, why do you think that the outside man or woman is going to be faithful to you? More than likely, you better bet this, my brother and sister. If you're involved with someone outside your married relationship, know this, that more than likely that person's going to have somebody else on the side. Don't think that person's going to wait for you. Now, some people will, some won't, okay? It might be a rough road down the road. I was just trying to put something out there for you, my brother and sister. Peace out.